What's up, guys, and welcome back to another Cruising with Crab. Buckle up, you are along for the ride. So this is my fourth video today. I've been filming. Again, you're going to see them all uploaded across the week. Try to do 3 or 4 videos when I can. Again, I don't want to force the conversations. Um, I don't like to just make a video just for the sake of it. It's like I said, I honestly, guys, I always know what I'm going to film. Um, I just don't know how. Like, even when I went in the forest, I'm like, what am I going to talk about today? I'm like, oh, I'll find out something to talk about. And I did. I already made 3 videos. So there you go. That's why I always have faith in myself with that too, right? Anyway, I want to talk about one thing about with the whole wolf thing, the lone wolf, but this ties into sports. And this is a huge thing. I'm going to get more into it in another video for sure, but I want to talk about the lonely aspect, if you want to call it. What I learned about sports for me, I always thought if to be a sport person, you had to be on teams with people. Like if you're playing baseball or you're on soccer or even football. So I've talked about when I was really young, I joined a house league baseball team just to play for fun. And also, by the way, I'm not a competitive person. I'm not. And it's something I'll definitely get into another video about being competitive. I'm competitive with myself. I'm into the self mastery. Back then, I didn't even know what that meant as a kid, but I always knew that sports, I liked the idea of a team. I liked the idea of being with people in the social aspect. But what I realized, and I did this, so I did the baseball league. I actually ended up dropping out like the last season, like the last month of the season, because I didn't get along with a lot of people, right? Yes, I could revise this story if I want, but it's also good content. Again, I don't hate these kids. I was so young, but what I didn't like was, and I learned this. I mean, this is my assumption. I see so many sports, even when they say that it's for fun. I find now it's all these people. So when I did baseball, the parents would be yelling at the kids, and I would be like, "What? Like, you kidding me?" Like in my head, like this isn't even fun. I wasn't getting the positions that I wanted to play. Like they kept putting me like an outfield or stuff. They didn't let me bat. I remember even my coach. Like I wasn't, like I said, I wasn't the most athletic kid growing up. I also was like a very skinny kid. Right. I had to build my genetics, which I've talked about how I manifested this new body that I have now, this lean, muscular look, and it's awesome. I love it. But again, I was a little kid back then. My dad just said, we're going to have you play baseball." I kind of had to say, but my dad wanted to see if I want to play. But my dad knew I didn't like doing it. So for a long time, I unfortunately, that's when I fell into video games. Video games consumed my life. It was a fantasy. It was my escapism, which I've talked about, and why I quit video games and why also I escaped as fantasy, which you'll see on my YouTube channel as well. And I'll have to make more parts about that in other videos. Some stuff I want to update about it, which I've kind of hinted a little bit. But anyway, this is all about the sports and being alone. So there are things you can do that I've loved now. Obviously, when I did fitness, which was the next big aspect I did, I loved it because it's up to me. It's self mastery. I built the body that I have now, and the only way I could do it was, oh, sorry, like I have to burp. The only way I was able to do it was having the confidence in me, having the faith in self within me, and I built it. A lot of people have to go to a gym and such. I did everything at home. I just bought some dumbbells and I had a bar to do some push-ups, to do pull-ups and such. And I did it all in my time. And I loved it. And I realized that there's just people that love the whole idea of being around people. But then and I remember too, even like, so when I was doing my stuff for, started last year, July 26th, it's been a year. So it's basically almost a year now. Oh, July 26th, which is coming up. And by the way, that's something I want to tell you guys. I hit my goal, My original goal was 185. So my weight's been going between like 183 and a half to 185. A lot of that can change because it's like water, it's the water weight happening a lot, and calories and stuff. But I've actually hit my goal in under a year, and that was intentionally my goal. But I had to stop around 175 or 174. It was because my body was just getting so many calories in at once. So after my lock in, I actually put on the extra, like, what, 10 to 12 pounds or whatever it was, or even a little less. But I got to the weight that I wanted to, and I'm so happy. So I'll probably actually be starting up um, my martial arts up again, which I'm very excited about because I want to just want to see how high my calories would take me. But that's I'm really happy about that. So I thought I shared that in an update. But anyways, as I was going through the weight thing, this was back in October. Sorry, it's just flies around me. I actually joined a football league because I got into football. I'm a pretty new football fan, Green Bay Packers fan, by the way, and I still enjoy watching social sports, but I just don't really enjoy playing it. The only way I could play a sport on a team is with people that I really admire, really appreciate, or if it's a friend I really know well and they have a really good friend, I'll take his word on it and be like, okay, cool, we'll have a fun time. So I just don't know if that will happen because I shouldn't say that because I'm going to manifest that and put that in my reality. But I did join a football league last year, and I again, I was really excited because I was like, oh my God, like I now know what I'm doing because I like the martial arts got me so much more confident in my body. Then I got into fitness. And then as I was when I was putting on weight, I was also playing football. So I was on this league for about a month because I actually quit because it was meant to be for fun. I paid like $100. I joined it. The team I was with are like the best team on the league because all these guys have been playing for years. They're mixed ages too. So I have never played much football. And for this league, you're allowed to be any skill level. That's what it says on the thing. Again, I'm not going to bash it who it is because I'm just not. It's not even worth getting into. And I'm not even mad about it. I'm just glad. I'm like, yep, this, you know, again, it is what it is. It helped me figure out more where I'm supposed to be in my lane, if you want to call it. And it matches my birth chart a lot. But yeah, and I know people be like, well, I thought you didn't believe in other sources of like material having to define who you are. I mean, I love birth charts because, again, it's my reality. That's a whole other video, like I said, I'll get into. I like to have a template, but again, it's it's kind of like a script I get to see in my face, but I can also just change it. If it tells me something, it's like, nope, it tells me this actually. But again, that's another video I'll get into. But with the sports stuff, I was on the football league, and our team played like they were professionals, and they were good. I mean, from what I could see, but people were just. I would show up. It was every Saturday. Everybody was just like, I don't know. They're just like they were so into the game. They were like serious. And it just felt like a job. It wasn't fun. There were some people laughing, like, oh, good catch and stuff. I mean, I'm the new guy, but I went to like a party. There's like a party that there's a word for it, but they figure out who's going to be on which team. You get picked. The draft party. I was at a draft party, and I went to a bar, and I was like probably the last of the 15 people that got chosen. I met one cool guy. We didn't end up being on the same team, but he was a cool guy. I remember talking to him. But I remember when I was finally playing it, when I got on the field, I'm like, this is going to be so much fun. I mean, I was nervous because, again, like I said, guys, you're going to always feel nervous when you're trying something new, going out of your comfort zone. And I'm so proud of myself that I did it. But I kept thinking, oh, I'm going to play it for the season. I even told myself, if I don't like it, I'm going to still play for the rest of the season, which was in November. It was a really short season. But anyway, I only lasted a month. I only lasted that month. And I felt kind of like I betrayed myself for a little bit. And I actually had my dad come out. My dad was a big football fan. He's the reason I got into the Packers. He loves his football. But I remember my dad came out for one of the games Saturday morning. Everyone was just miserable. I think people were like hungover and stuff. But to really end the story, it's I again, this is my assumption. There are no leagues out there that I have found that just play for fun. And you know why? Even though you see things get advertised for that, everybody, and this is a human construct. Again, it's my awareness. Everybody just wants to be competitive. It's like a disease. Like they can't help it. And I'm just like, I would play. I'm like, this is not even fun. I'd rather be lifting weights, putting on muscle, self mastery again, right? The self mastery just kept calling me instead of me just being yelled at. I got yelled at from some people. Go like, Johnny, you can catch the ball. You were allowed to join this league without any skill level. So, and I was honest with myself when I joined. You can rank yourself from 0 to 10. I put 2 because I knew some football knowledge from just watching it. Right, I got into football the same year I joined this league, but I got into football like in January, around Super Bowl time coming up. So I joined the team, and the guy who chose me, I left it on good terms. I sent him a text at the end. I say, hey man, this just isn't for me. It's just not for me. I said, thanks for everything, anyways. And then he just said, hey man, I hope you learned anything from it. But anyway, I found out that team won actually, which I was like, wow. At first, I was like, man, if I was on the team, they probably either would have won or lost because they're supposed to have fun. But everybody was just, I'm not into that frat boy energy, that loud energy. I'm not into it. It's just very immature. So again, as much as it was, I remember just going. My dad even said to me the last day, he's like, "I can tell you're not enjoying this at all." He could read me, and I said, "I'm not. I rather just watch the sport." But again, that's fine because then like I said, I learned so much from that experience. I now know like what works for me. So to sum this story up, guys, if there's people out there who had a similar experience like me, being alone, and you felt like, oh, I guess the sports aren't for me. There are sports for everyone to play. Doesn't matter. You don't have to be on a team, guys. When I realized that from actually firsthand, putting myself in that position after football didn't work out, even when I was a kid, baseball didn't work, all team stuff. Because I like to be around people that I really can trust. I'm sorry, there's a lot of losers, man, that play these leagues. We had this one guy who was actually like pushing people. It was touch football, by the way, just so everybody knows. Touch football. This guy would actually almost tackle people. The refs didn't want to say anything because this guy was this big, tall guy. So this guy was drunk out of his mind. But again, this league, it made me realize, like, man, these people didn't make it up to the top league from the more professional people. So they have to play for fun, even though they don't play for fun. They play it like it's professional. And then I realized too, these guys have no other identity. This is it. This is their one escapism. And I mentioned escapism. I hate escapism. But see, they use this to escape. They pretend that they're still in those high school days, in their glory days. But now they're just boring as fuck. And I know people might be saying I'm attacking a lot of sport people. In a way, I am a little bit because I just find a lot of them are just very cocky, especially these people who have amazing genetics. They get into the sport. There's a lot of people I was playing with, they had good genetics. I built my genetics, man, from the fitness. And you know what? And that's another thing I'm going to get into another video, touching more about my weight stuff. I'm so blessed that I started the weight I was when I was born as this character, Jonathan Crab, because I have so much more empathy than I ever had before because I know what it's like to be weak. I know what it's like to be the most unlikable person in the room, right? A girl wants to see a guy in shape. And I'm sorry, guys, in my reality, that is the truth. I know I talked about looks, how they don't matter, but the way I'm programmed, and I mean, I could change it, looks matter to me so much, even with a girl that I like. Like, I'll tell you this, I can't, if I see a really skinny girl, like really skinny, I am not attracted to that. I want a girl who's feminine, who's lean, who works out, but I don't want them to be masculine because I hate seeing that now, especially if I see a girl that's more masculine than me, I cannot date you. I can be friends with you. I just can't date you. No way. I have my issues with that too, but that's a whole other video. But the sports, like I said, was an amazing experience because I realized like this, I know what works for me and I know what doesn't work for me. So then I realized, I'm like, hey, there's other sports I can do. I could play golf. I did a little bit of golf when I was younger. I want to start doing that again. because you can do it on your own terms as well. I know there's might be times if you actually go to a golf green, um, you have to be if you're by yourself, they would put you with a group of people. So there's that concept I'm a little worried about, but I mean, I shouldn't say I'm worried about it, but I think an assumption I need to get rid of for me is I just find I like sports. I have always liked sports, but you know what you know what it is for me specifically. Again, I can revise it, and but I just there's just so much of it is it's just the people that occupy it that are the ones that are involved with the sports that ruin it for me. And I just hate it. I hate being around people that are so mature. It's like I just find so many jocks don't even know, like, there's no art to them. They're just so brain dead. They're into themselves, which, and I mean, I've talked about that, on this channel. Be into yourself, love yourself, but they just don't know anything else besides sports. They're just like these dumb brutes, right? And that's why I'm saying, like, I'm so blessed that I didn't have this body that I have now, because I went through a very artistic path, read a lot of books about the mind, what I learned from the mind, what I learned from the Power of I Am channel. I applied it and I built my body. That's been like one of my most successful stories. Probably it's the foundation of who I am. It's the foundation of this channel. And building that body has brought confidence to me. And that's why I wanted to start doing these videos, right? So, but yeah, the martial arts, I'm definitely going to keep that on the green list here. I love it. It's self mastery. But a lot of these sport people too, you got to realize people like team sports. They like validation. They need to be constantly watched. See, I don't need that. Obviously, I'm doing YouTube. People are going to watch these videos, but I want to help you guys out. Like, that's what I'm trying to say. Like, guys, and this applies with anything in life. If you're constantly needing validation, like, I hate to say this, if someone like had a death in the family, you want to put it out there, you want to feel the love. If someone died, maybe I'll make a video about it. But I don't know if I'll get specifically about it. I mean, I do YouTube now on here, but people are like, "Oh, thanks so much." People are just using that as a platform. Like, it's just so ridiculous. People need validation for that shit. They'll do anything, and it's just so sad and pathetic. It really is. I can't deal with that. I just can't. That's why I keep a very small group of friends. But when you don't constantly need to be applauded, like, from every direction, and you can just do your own thing, right? Again, you can be learning a musical instrument. Yes, eventually you'll play on stage and people will see you, but you've spent so many years or months, whatever, getting ready, and it's the self mastery that went behind it. You created it. Yeah, you might have watched some videos on YouTube how to play the bass, the guitar, but you learned how to do it. You even eventually wrote your own songs, right? If you guys, that's such a good video I'll talk about. Another thing eventually is do do all you try to stay private as much as you can, guys. Yes, I make videos on here and share about my life, but keep your life private, right? It's like, again, talking about like obsession things, like, just keep your life private. It's the same, like, just don't get obsessed about things. Do you ever tell people what you're obsessed about? You might maybe you have a guy friend, you're like, oh my god, that girl's so hot. You're obsessed about it. You can definitely talk about it, but just talk about certain things that you want to talk about. Just keep certain things in your own certain roots. Don't let anybody know what's going on, right? I mean, again, like, if you think someone thinks, if you think that person knows what I'm thinking, they're gonna know what you're thinking. Everyone's you, right? So, but yeah, guys, to wrap this video up, sports is for everyone. You just have to find the right sport for you. All right. Maybe you're more of a one-on-one guy. Maybe you want to get into mixed martial arts, train with somebody. It's one-on-one. Maybe you want to train by yourself. Maybe you want to play tennis. Maybe you want to play volleyball. If you're not a big team sport guy, like, with the solo sport people, we call, I guess we can label it as that if you want, the lone wolf people. Or, I mean, if you guys can find a good team of people to play with, go for it. I think that's awesome if you can find the right people to play sports with. I still have my football gloves, and I got my, what do you call, the my shoes for it too, right? Even if you want to go play basketball by yourself, that's great. Go throw some balls into the hoop. There's nothing wrong with that. There's a lot you guys can do. You can even hike by yourself, right? But fitness, I will tell you this: if you're trying to get active, you want to be athletic, and you're stuck playing video games all the time, I highly, highly recommend start with fitness. Or if and one of the biggest things too, if you're trying to lose weight, see, I was trying to gain weight. If you really want to bring confidence in yourself, which helped me, I got into martial arts, and I was terrified when I did that. It's a whole other video you can get into, but mixed martial arts is what pushed me to get into putting on weight because I wanted to be stronger. When I was doing that, I was like, man, I can't hit this punching bag as much as I want. I'm like, you know what? Maybe I'll put on more weight. And then I went from there. And then I became what I am today, what I am now. So, sports, guys, is for everyone, right? It's everyone can play sports. You want to even get a skipping rope, do skip. If you love doing that, do it. All right. And I think the souls, like I said, look at the people that go to the Olympics. It's all them, right? They train themselves. There's just different kind of people out there that like certain things in that world, in the athletic world. And again, you don't need to be on a team just to play sports. You can be also by yourself, and there's nothing wrong with that. Or you can find a friend that you want to play with, right? It doesn't have to be competitive. Just stop being competitive. Like stop having that egoistic jock energy. I'm sorry, but it ruins everything about the sport. The problem is there's just so many people that love being that kind of guy, and then you got all these people who basically hate each other. They might pretend they like each other, but they hate each other. It's like someone trying to go for the same girl. But again, that doesn't affect me at all because there's a girl I like. It doesn't matter. They're already mine. I don't care who they're with. It's the same principle. It doesn't matter to me. They are already mine. I don't make a scene about it. I just go about my day. Right? Girls, you can do the same. There's a guy that you really like and they're with somebody. Oh well, doesn't matter. But just be cool about it. It's your experience. All right. I'm going to end this video. This has been a fun one. This one's been on my mind a lot. So it's the 4th video for the week. So you guys will see this probably up next Friday. Well, which is Friday now for you. So it's Friday actually today for me filming this, but this will be up the following Friday, whatever you want to call it. But all right, guys, thanks for joining me on this ride. And I will see you on the next one. Peace.